Hello everyone, welcome to William in the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Patricia. Patricia is from the Philippines, but she lives in New York City in the USA. So let's see what Patricia has to say. Enjoy the interview.
Hi,
Amazing. Hello Patricia, how are you?
how are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity.
So tell me, how's your day going so far?
It's going pretty good. I just submitted a couple of things for a couple of auditions.
Oh,
One in New York, one regional. I think it's in South Carolina, I believe. Um, and yeah, I'm also like getting my bag ready because I do have work tonight. I work as an usher at the Lyric Theater on Broadway for Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So I have work later tonight at like 5:30. And
oh.
so I'm just taking it easy today because I think I'm gonna have a pretty long night tonight as well.
Thank you so much for taking the time on your working day. I know, being an artist in New York City, I'm sure your plate is always full with a lot of things.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty much like our schedule really revolves around what auditions are happening that day. And because I'm non-union, we don't get to just go in or go out, although that would be so great. But because we're not on like the equity list or anything like that, we do have to wait a little bit longer. But at least we still get to be seen in the room.
when you say you're not part of union, what do you mean by that?
So there's this group called Actors Equity Association, which is basically the actors union. And so basically, you have to when you're a non-union actor, it's sort of like paying your dues a little bit. Like we don't really get first priority when it comes to some of these things. And so usually people who are in Actors Equity are those who've done professional theater for like 10 years, maybe even more. It is a bit of a commitment because you do have to pay a membership fee and such,
I
but
see.
it's great because you do get to be seen ahead of other people as well. You do get prioritized in auditions, and it's great. So that's kind of like the dream one day to work enough to be able to get into Actors Equity.
Amazing. So tell me where you're from, Patricia.
I'm from Davao City, Philippines. I'm an international student. I was born and raised in Davao City. And yeah, I've been there for most of my life. I was born and raised. And then I moved to New York when I was 27. And so I moved here to get a degree in musical theater from the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. I did their conservatory program, which is their 2 year accelerated program. And I've just been living here since 2023, and it's been great. I graduated in February. I am currently on my OPT, which is my optional practical training visa. And so I've just been living the life, going to auditions. I book shows every now and then, cabarets mostly. I'm also a teacher artist, so I actually teach musical theater and ballet in after school programs in New York City public schools. So it's been great.
Amazing. I think New York City is a place to be when you are an artist. You are chasing a dream. I think
Yeah,
big
yeah.
cities like London, New York City, Paris, all those main
hmm
cities in the world, that where everything's happening. I think everything is in there.
It's also just like a very artistic city in general. It's not, I don't know how to explain this because whenever anyone asks me, did you have to adjust? Was there a big adjustment between living in Davao City versus living in New York City? I would say personally for me, no, because I've been a city girl my whole life, so I'm used to the city. But I just think the atmosphere itself is so different because everyone here is an artist. Like I do have my moments where I have like an hour and a half to kill before I have to go in for work. So I go to Central Park and then there's someone playing the piano, there's someone playing the violin, someone is there are like five different artists sitting at five different benches, sketching, painting. You'll
Yeah,
overhear people talking about their latest novel that they're writing or a play that they're working on. And it's really just a city of art. Whether you are a performer, you are a painter, or a sketcher, a writer, a musician, there is art everywhere you look. And I think that is what keeps us motivated and keeps us inspired every day because art is everywhere we look every single day.
totally. I think you smell art everywhere in New York City.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, Patricia, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your
Hmm.
journey. Okay?
Okay, yeah.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and share your point of views?
I am ready. I am ready. Lay it all
Amazing.
on me.
Welcome to William in the Magic Box. So I have here my best friend. Random questions. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just first to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, so before we start the game, during the interview, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer or you don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Okay, thank you.
First question is, how do you describe a perfect friendship?
Oh, I think it's give or take. I think it's sorry. I think um oh, that's a really good question. I've never been asked that. I would say it's everyone is doing the work, I would say. I feel like friendships are never one-sided. It's not you're giving it your all and then someone is just accepting and they're not giving anything back, which is why I feel like the perfect friendship is someone who does the work, people who do the work. I have a very small circle of friends, I will say, because the people that I choose to surround myself with are those who have been by my side. Like I have a family here in New York right now, my little New York family, and I live with them now too, and we're all performers. And I would do self tapes for them. I would ask them, "Hey, what do you think of this song or what do you think of that song?" And it's not they don't sugarcoat anything. Like they're
Mhm.
very honest in the sense that they're not trying to bring me down, but also they're saying, we know what you're capable of. I think this is better for you. I mean, yeah, go ahead, take the risk, have something to fall back on, that sort of thing. We're all just very supportive. We all put in the time and effort for each other, and we all just understand each other very well. So, yeah.
So tell me a friend that when you're feeling the lowest for some reason, this friend always comes to your mind. At the same time as well, tell me the same friend that when you feel the happiest, when you feel like, oh my God, I need to share the news with this friend. So tell me a friend that you always come to your mind for both situations.
Oh my gosh. That's hard because I have like three. It's not just one. Um,
It could be those three.
it could be all three. Okay. I would say number one is my mom. My mom is my best friend.
Amazing.
Um, yeah, she had me when she was really young, so we grew up together basically. And if you see us, we look like sisters, and she
Mm.
loves that comment. Yeah, she
Oh,
loves
wow.
that comment so much, and she'll follow it up with, "Oh, so I look that young?" So I'm like, "Okay, yeah." I mean, she does look really young for her age. But I would say when I'm at my lowest, when I'm happiest, I go to her because she knows what to say in that moment, and like I can just cry and she's there, she's very supportive. I feel like overall whatever high low moment I have, I go to her, and it just makes me feel better. I feel like if we're talking my New York life, I would say it's my roommate, Joshua Walters. He was my first friend actually when I came to New York. I was so worried that because when I joined the program, I was worried that I was going to be the oldest student there because I was in like my late 20s when I joined the program, and I
Uh-huh.
was worried that everyone was going to be so much younger than me. And I was like, okay, don't let that get to you. Like maybe there's going to be someone who's closer to your age. And then I remember just seeing Josh and I was like, he looks so much older than everybody else. Like, I'm going to go up to him and like ask him, hi. how old are you? And that was literally how our friendship started. We just stuck by each other the whole time. We were in different cohorts, but even though because sometimes, you meet people during orientation, then you get placed in different cohorts and you go out of touch with each other, which is normal. But even though he and I were in separate cohorts, we were still hanging out, we were still getting dinner and lunch together. And then eventually we were in the same cohort for 2 semesters. Then we ended up living together for our last 3 semesters of school. And then now we've moved in together here at home. And he's seen everything because he's seen me change from this girl who came from the Philippines and is so excited and happy. And he's sort of seen my metamorphosis into becoming this independent artist who's trying to chase her dreams after been waiting it for it so long. So he's been there through like the highest points and the lowest points. And whenever I feel bad about it, like if I got a call back and then I didn't get it, and I would tell him, I thought I was really good for the part. Like I thought I would get it. And then he was like, hey, it's redirection. That's all it is. If you didn't get
Wow.
it, now is just not your time. That means
Yeah.
the universe is reserving something better for you. So it's just
Wow.
redirection. That's just how it is. And it's like,
Amazing.
and it's always, it's never, oh, they don't know what they're missing and all of that. No, it's just very, maybe you just weren't the right fit and that's okay.
Totally.
Like there are other roles out there that's going to be a better fit for you. And this is just the universe's way of just pushing you to the direction that's meant for you. So he's that kind of friend, and it's been great.
I love those friends. I think those friends, they are very close to us because they know how to be real with us. They know how to say, tell the truth, like face to face. I think that's the right friend for sure. As I could see, your eyes shining talking about your mom. She's watched this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send her a message. What should you say right now? You can say
Oh,
language first, and after you can translate in English if you could.
well, I just want to tell her that, oh, I love you, Ma. I feel like there's so much more I could say, but I love you and thank you for being just so supportive. I feel like any other parent who was born during your time and grew up during your time would have told me to do something better with my time, like pursue something else. But, you're the parent who says, you love to dance, you love to sing, you love to act, you want to do that for the rest of your life, do it.
Amazing.
She's the kind of parent who, when she found out that I had straight out of graduation, I was going to perform at the Green Room 42 a week later. And she she and my stepfather took a 4-hour train ride from Washington, D.C. They
Wow.
arrived, they arrived, I believe the day of my cabaret. I think they arrived like very early in the morning because my cabaret wasn't until 9 p.m. at night. They arrived at like 9:30, 10 a.m. We spent the day together. I got ready at their hotel. They watched my cabaret. They were on the same train the following day at 5:30 a.m. so that she could make it back into the office at 10.
Oh my God, that's incredible. Oh
She's
my
that
God,
kind of she's that kind of mom. And
that's
it's that
amazing.
kind of support that, helps make this journey enjoyable. As hard as it is, it's what makes it fulfilling because you have that kind of support from your parent.
Beautiful. Love the story. Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question for you is what makes you really angry?
It's a lot to make me angry. Actually, I'm not a very angry person. I just
Or what makes you sad or sometimes melancholic, sometimes, sometimes those days just get us for no reason sometimes. So tell me what can make you really, or maybe sad, or maybe melancholic, or maybe a little bit under the weather.
I feel it's when I think it's when people are misunderstood. I
Hmm.
feel like everyone just wants to be heard, everyone just wants to be talked to, and everyone just needs somebody to talk to. I think it's really hard for people to share their feelings when they have this fear of people thinking less of them. And I know that that's what gets in my head a lot because I feel like, oh, but if I say it like this, they might not hear it the same way that I do. If I say it like this, they might interpret it another way. And I think that's what gets me angry. That's what gets me down because it's like you try so hard to let your feelings be known. You try so hard to be open, but there are just some people who just rather see it one way and not like look at it in a different way. Thankfully, that hasn't happened to me a lot, but I do. There are moments. So it's just one of those moments where it's just one of those things where I have to take a step back. I have to be on my own. Let me regroup my thoughts so that when I get back to you, I'm in a better mood and I don't end up yelling. But yeah, I feel like misunderstandings can really hurt a relationship. It can really hurt an interaction. And yeah,
What's the biggest joy of being Patricia? What do you like the most about being you?
I think it's just doing things when you're scared. It's very like I'm 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 a perfectionist. I like things according to plan. And so I always have like I try to make sure everything goes according. I make sure everything that I have in my head transpires the same way. And if it doesn't, I'm like, okay, something good needs to come out of this. I feel like the joy of being who I am right now is that I am just doing things because I'm scared. I'm just doing things for this, not for the sake of like doing them, but I'm doing them with a lot more intention.
Yes.
I feel like when I was in high school, I was less scared to do things. I just be like, oh, there's an opportunity to do this. I'm going to do it. And as I get older, I start to second guess opportunities like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if that's the smart thing to do. But right now, I feel like I'm back in high school where it's scary, but I'm going to do it because it sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like a great opportunity. And if it goes south, that's fine. I learned something from it. And I think that's the biggest joy that I have right now for myself.
Amazing. Love it. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me three names of three artists in the industry that you always be inspired by.
Okay, number one is Lea Salonga. I feel like that's already a given for me personally. Leia, when she landed the role of Kim in Miss Saigon, and then when she won a Tony for it, she really put Filipino artistry on the map. Like she's the blueprint. And I think I just love her because she has managed to stay strong in this industry because I mean, apart from being in everyone's childhood, she was the voice of Mulan, she's the voice of Princess Jasmine.
Wow.
So, yeah, so like the fact that she still has a strong career in a day and age where people, favor younger performers, she's still relevant, she's still fresh, she's still modern. Like she has, her son is trans, and now her son is also in musical theater. He's currently doing Spring Awakening in Manila right now. And you see her so supportive of her child and his endeavors and his choices. And, just to see someone like that at her age, just being very fresh and modern and just with the times, she's just so inspiring to me as like an artist and as a person. I think the second one would be Eva Noblezada. Eva Noblezada is also a Filipino musical theater artist. She was the original Eurydice in Hadestown. She did Cabaret. I think what I love about her and why I look up to her so much is that she's such a flexible performer. Like it's sort of hard to typecast, sorry. It's hard to typecast Eva in a role because she can do everything. She played Daisy in The Great Gatsby, where she was just this very prim and proper, figure. And then she played Kim in the revival of Miss Saigon, this very torn, very beaten down character. And then
Wow.
she plays Eurydice in Hadestown, who's closed off, but very strong, but also very much yearning for love and acceptance. And then she plays I for oh my gosh, my name is blanking out on me, but she what's her name? Oh my God, I forgot the name of her character. But she was in Cabaret.
Right.
She was in Cabaret. Uh, Sally Bowles. There you go. She
Valuables.
played, sorry, it was in my head. She played Sally Bowles in Cabaret, this big, loud character who is just unapologetically herself and is happy and carefree. Like, you cannot put Eva in a mold. And I
Wow.
think that's what I love about her so much is because I want to be that kind of performer, the kind of
Wow.
performer who can basically do everything. I
Right.
feel like the third artist for me, it would be Jonathan Groff. I'm a huge Jonathan Groff fan. I feel like Jonathan is not afraid to be vulnerable with his characters. He
Right.
has I've watched his interview with Playbill and I watched, the documentary that they did in Spring Awakening, and he is so in touch with his emotions and his vulnerability as a person that when he brings it into his character work, when he brings it into the works that he's in, there's just something so gut-wrenchingly beautiful about it that
Wow.
it makes you just want to watch him and it makes you understand him and he plays characters so well that makes you want to watch his performances over and over and over again because you find something new all the time. And I don't know
Wow.
if he does that intentionally, but he does it really well without like overdoing it. So yeah.
Okay, so now the question is gonna be a bit tougher now, difficult now. One
Okay.
day, one day you're gonna wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone from those three you just mentioned right now.
Oh my gosh.
Which one you're gonna call back straight away? Which one you're gonna send a message? I call you back later. And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you just ignore them for now. I know.
They're all kind of hard to ignore. Um, shoot. No. Do I have to ignore them?
Just for now, for a
Just
day or
for now. Okay. Um, I would call back Leia in a heartbeat. I feel like it's already a given. I would call her back in a heartbeat. I would text Eva back. I'll tell her, I'll just call her. I'll just call you back because, she seems pretty chill that way. She'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem, no worries, I got you.
I love it.
Jonathan, I feel like, oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan.
You can blame me, okay? It's
No,
my fault.
I'm not gonna blame you. I'll just blame it on bad sleeping habits. I'll just like I'll just blame it on bad sleeping habits. I'll be like, hey, like,
Sorry.
yeah, I'll ignore him for the day and then I'll call him back the next day. Hey, sorry. I kind of fell asleep. Phone got away from me, all of that.
And
Yeah.
I'm just checking out my calls and I could see that you're here. My
I'm
miss.
so sorry. Yeah, like
Yeah,
spam calls, everything kept coming in, telemarketers. I'm so sorry. Like I was gonna call you back. I swear.
you understand. You understand for sure. Okay, next question is, if you could be in somebody's place or somebody's skin for 24 hours for any reason, just to see how they feel or to see how they think, it could be for any reason, who that would be and why.
Ooh. Um, so she's actually a teacher of mine in
Hmm.
Amgen, and I was her student for 2 semesters. And she was one of the best teachers I've ever had in school. The way her mind works in breaking down a scene and breaking down a character. It's so specific and so nuanced, and she touches on things that I would not even myself think about. Um, She was my musical theater teacher. So I would
Wow.
love to wake up one day and I want to know what it's like to be her, to have her mind, to have her
Yeah.
artistry, and to see how she looks at librettos, how she looks at scripts, and how she looks at sheet music and how she watches performances and what she looks for in a performance. I would definitely want to know what it's like to be inside her head because I feel like
Wow.
that would totally help me at one
Um,
point in my life.
amazing. Two questions left. Let's
Yeah,
do it.
oh my gosh.
Okay, next question for you is, what's the best gift have I received and why you consider that?
Oh, I would say it was being able to go to school, back to school,
Wow.
um, to AMDA. I mean, I know it's not like a physical gift, but when COVID happened, it put a lot of the plans that I had for myself, you know, I thought it was gone forever, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, when I graduated from college, I wanted to work for a year just so that I had professional work experience on my resume. So I was going to be a teacher for a year. And then COVID hit and then I didn't lose my job, but I had to, transfer everything online. And so that one year became 3 years. And
Wow.
at 3 years when you're like 26 and you're already earning and you already have like a healthcare plan. Like I was already very comfortable. And so I thought like, oh, maybe is this it? Like, should I just abandon everything and should I just stick with this? And thankfully through very supportive family members and they were telling me um, your 20s were all about exploring, they're all about failing, they're all about learning. And unfortunately, that was taken away from you against your will. It wasn't your choice to not do any of that. You literally had no other choice but to stay inside. And
Yeah.
so the world is opening up again. Opportunities are opening up again. Why don't you look at what you can still do? And so it took a while for me to get here, to get to where I am. And I always used to just dream about this life. And now that I'm actually living it, I feel like it's the best gift ever.
Wow. And what's the meaning of life for you, Patricia, when you think about life?
I The meaning of life is really just living according to your own standards. I feel like a life lived according to what other people say is a life that's not truly yours. And
Right.
so, you know, I feel like a lot of people are scared to live life the way they want to live it
So true.
because they're afraid that, what if my choices are not the right choices? They may not be the right choices to some people, but if it is the right choice for you, then it's the right life for you to live. I feel like people would look at my decisions and think, oh, why would you give up a life of comfort? Why would you give up a comfortable job? You're already doing well. Like, why would you give all of that up? I was like, what? That was the right thing to do. Well, yeah, it was the right thing to do, but it wasn't the right thing for me to do. And,
Totally.
right now, even though this is so hard, and it's very, very challenging. I've never felt happier. I've never
Wow.
felt more like myself. And
Yeah.
I've never felt this fulfilled in a career. And
Wow.
so this is just proof that, your choices are the right choices for you.
I love your answer, and I totally agree. I think it's just about following your intuition. I think our
Yeah,
intuition talk to us every day. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I think that's, as you said, sometimes, of course, we understand when you have something very, um, you are successful in a career, you are kind of following the way it should be, but you're not there. Half of you is
yeah,
there, some of you is not there yet. So you just need to give the first step. And you're so right. Some people they just don't find the encouragement to do it. You know what I mean? So I
yeah.
think I get your point, and you need. It's brave. It's really brave to do that,
Yeah.
and
And there's nothing wrong too with failing because
not
people
not
learn from it and then it adds to your life in a completely different way.
totally
A lot of people think, oh, it's too late for me to start living
never
life
late.
the way I want. And like, it's not. Like, I started over at 27 and I'm very happy. So it's still very possible.
Beautiful. Last question. Ready?
Yes.
Let's do the last one. Before the last question, of course, you mentioned about being from Philippines. So, growing up, did you grow up in the US as well, or you lived half of your life in the Philippines? Tell me a little bit about your experience.
So, yeah, so I was born and raised in the Philippines. Like I lived in the Philippines my whole life. A lot of people do think that I lived like some childhood, like some part of my childhood in the States. That's not really the case.
Mm-hmm.
Um, English is my first language back home. And so, my family is in the academe. Everyone is very academic and they're very, education for them is very important. So
Mm-hmm.
they want us to be well versed in like different languages and everything. Not that I can speak like 30 other languages. I can barely speak my own very well. But like, um, I was ra born and raised in the Philippines, and then because I have family here, like my mom lives in the States, my aunt
Right.
lives in the States too. So we do come here every year. It's usually for Christmas and New Year. We spend Christmas and New Year here, and then we go back. We do go back to the Philippines. I did spend a year in the States though, back in 2016. I took a year off from school and I was living with my mom in Virginia. And, it was actually her idea to take a year off from school because I believe I was already in my junior year of college, which is basically 1 year before graduation. And, I was telling her, like, I feel so burnt out. Like I'm so tired of classes because I was studying psychology and psychology itself it's so heavy when it comes to reading. I'm so burnt out for classes. I'm not enjoying any of it. Like I don't want to go to school. And then my mom goes, and then my mom says, "Well, why don't you take a break?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? Like I'm graduating next year." And she's like, well, so? And I'm like, Ma, are you okay? Like, like she's that kind of mom. And she was like, you're burnt out. You clearly need to reset. You need to refocus and you need to figure out what you want for yourself. Why don't you take a year off so that you can explore those options? Like maybe you'll get a chance to dance or sing again because she knows that that's been my career this whole time. So yeah, I actually ended up spending a year in the States. I was in a college town. So even though I didn't go to school in the States during that time, I had like the college experience. I was part of a
Mhm.
dance team. I had friends and I was going to like, my mom and I were visiting my aunt. I think at the time yeah, she was living in Minnesota at the time. So, we were visiting her and my mom and I, we had like like our hikes and our state adventures and stuff. So, yeah, I did travel a lot back and forth between the Philippines and the States.
I see.
But I mostly lived in the Philippines. I lived with my grandparents. So
I
they're the
see.
ones that are there.
I see. Okay, perfect. Okay, last question is, do you think your priorities have changed since you're younger?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like when I was younger, when I was thinking about pursuing a career in the arts, I was just like, oh, I want to be on stage. I want to play this role. I want to play that role. I want to sing. I want to dance. I want to be the best at everything. But, since coming here and since going to school here, it has, really changed in the sense that I don't want to just play any character. I'm more intentional with it's less now, for me, it's less now about perfection and more about authenticity
Right.
because you can't I feel like when I was younger, I forget that these characters that I'm playing are essentially human beings.
Right.
Even though it is an imagined circumstance, these people or some version of these people exist in the real world. So I'm not bringing just stories to life. I'm bringing an actual human being to life,
Oh,
thoughts, fears, goals, even. So now it's more of like, am I telling this story the way it's meant to be told? Am I understanding this human the way they should be understood? What else is standing in their way? What are they afraid of? And that in itself is not perfection. Because before, my priorities were get the step right, get the song right, and that's so easy to do. but it's even harder to communicate it. I feel
Oh,
like as a performer, we take communication to a whole nother level because we are stepping into another person's shoes. And
amazing.
so I feel like I'm less of a perfectionist now, and I'm more on like, am I being an authentic human being in order to tell this very human, very authentic story?
Beautiful. Wow. Not in yet. Let's play now the word association game. I'm going to say
Okay.
some one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? Let's start with money.
Money. Oh, groceries. I don't know why.
Fear.
Trying.
Life.
Happiness.
Family.
My mom.
Oh, sweet. Love.
Um, my life.
Religion.
Open.
Friendship.
Love.
Politics.
Oh, messy.
Desire.
Fear.
Regret.
None.
Success.
Uh, I'm sorry, what was that?
Success.
Oh, success. Everything.
Wish.
Oh, wish. Happy.
One word for happiness.
One word for happiness. Oh, open.
One word for New York City.
Art.
That was very quick. One word for the Philippines.
Beaches. I miss the beach.
And the last one now, if you could define one word, be an artist in New York City, what that would be? One word for artist.
Life.
Amazing.
I've
Let, yeah,
yeah.
let's pretend now I'm going to meet your mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask,
Oh,
define Patricia in one positive and one negative word only. What should say about you?
oh, what would my mom say about me?
Positive and one word positive and one word negative.
I think she would say that I'm very confident in what I
Mhm.
do and who I am. Um, Negative, I think she would say that I worry too much.
Good point.
She will say that I worry too much because I do call her and I'm like, I'm worried, and then she'll go like, okay, but it hasn't happened yet.
Good
So
point.
I think she would say that I worry too much.
Beautiful. Let's play now, Patricia, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Okay.
Before asking the question, Christmas is just around the corner. So tell me, what's the meaning of Christmas for you?
Oh, food. I love Christmas food. I feel like food becomes like 10 times more special when it's Christmas. People put more thought and love into it. And yeah, I think when I think of Christmas, I think of food.
Beautiful. Okay, Patricia, you can ask me a question now.
Okay. Um, what drives you every day? Like, what gives you a lot of passion to live your life?
Oh my God, what a great question, Patricia. Besides the show, it's going to be too cliche because the show is pretty best of me, but I think it's all connected with the show. It's about people. I love people. I think people, we are so fascinating. There's always something different that you see every day about people, or when you connect with other people. Imagine I connect with so many people here on the show, and I feel so fascinated about. That's what motivates me the most about life. It's about connect with people and learn with them, learn with people, teaching, sharing experiences. I think that's the biggest motivation because you learn a lot talking
Mhm,
to people or connect with them, work with people as well.
mhm.
I think it's amazing. That's the biggest motivation. Of course, I love doing the show. That's my 24 hours in my head when I think about the show. However, it's about people. I couldn't do the show without others. So I think there's a connection here that happened naturally. So that's the biggest motivation for me, what brings the best. This is the best will anyone can have right now during the interview.
That's amazing.
Did you enjoy the interview, Patricia?
Yes, I did. It was really fun. I did not expect those questions. Especially, I feel like the question that I love the most was you kind of tricked me a little bit. You had me pick like three people,
I love it. I love
and
your
I
reaction. I
had
love
to choose
your...
one of them to ignore. I was like, what? Because I
It's
would ignore
impossible.
any of them. I think that was such a smart question. I was like so thrown off. I'm like, what? I have to ignore one of them?
Amazing. I'll tell you something, Patricia. It's amazing to see, how passionate you are about your career, about your life overall. I think that's it's beautiful. It's through your eyes. I can see how much you enjoy, how much you appreciate. As you said at the beginning, being grateful. I think
Yeah.
it's the biggest thing about life. About very brave as well. So courageous to change and to try something new. It's amazing. It's very inspiring for sure. So keep going. You're in the right place. New York City is the place to be. Keep going, and I think enjoy the journey. That's the best thing about life. Enjoying the journey for
Yeah,
sure.
it really is. Thank you so
Amazing. My
much.
pleasure. And before you go, you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Um, Live life according to your standards,
Really
whatever those standards may be.
amazing. Okay, Patricia. So what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm saying Patricia. My sister, her name is Patricia.
Oh, look at that. We're connected already.
You see? All
So,
right.
thank you so much. It was so nice to meet you.
Amazing. Send my regards to your mom, to your friend and friends, and Happy New Year. Okay, I hope the next
Happy New
year happens
Year.
a lot. And Merry Christmas as well. Okay?
Merry Christmas as well. I hope I get to talk to you again soon.
For sure. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye. See you next time.